to make some bordelaise sauce today on the catering here. And I'm not going to give you the amounts, but you can see for yourself I'm making 2 gallons of bordelaise sauce, and that's what I'm going to use in the bordelaise. Shallots, onions, thyme, and this is the kind of pot we use. Nice, thick bottom pot so nothing burns. And then later, after I sweat it up, we're going to take 2 bottles of red wine and reduce it down. And since this is going to be used for beef, we're going to use a couple of gallons of beef stock on this, and we're going to put some tomato in there also. Okay, so we got to make the sauce, but meanwhile we need a good stock. If you don't have a good stock like you usually make in the hotels, bones boiled overnight, the next best thing is to use a beef base. And always, as you can see, this is a wet one. Don't think that there is any dry beef base that is worth its weight in gold. They're all garbage. Have to be a wet one, and it has to say it has beef in it. We're going to take the vegetables, and if we had a stock pot, you would have this mirepoix cooking. We have bay leaves, thyme, and the onions right into the pot with the beef base. And this is going to cook for a couple of hours. Then I will strain it and make the sauce with the shallots. And we'll add some tomatoes to this also. These are tomatoes from the can, just not puree. I don't like using puree because it's too acidic. I don't like using paste because it's too strong. Just you want a little tomato flavor in there, so the best thing to use. Whole diced tomatoes, or whole tomatoes in the can, in juice. Later when I cook the shallots, I put 2 pounds of butter in there, and this is going to make the roux with the shallots. This way I save a step. I don't have to make a separate roux. And when the sauce is done, you don't taste any flour in it. I'm going to put the red wine in so I don't have to reduce it later. It'll just cook out the alcohol right in here. And I'll put the 2 bottles in there. And this will cook down to there, and then we'll take it out and make the sauce. I'm going to use 2 bottles of wine for that. What is this? Ah, look at that, chicken legs. Season the chicken legs, no flour, just put them in a non-stick skillet, moderate flame. Put the skin side down first. I already had turned them over. And this is going to be the food for the health tonight. Isn't that beautiful? Now we're going to go over here and do the roux. There's the shallots and the butter. Now we're going to add the flour for the roux. I usually make just enough to make for the 2 gallons of sauce. A little more flour, and then I'm going to strain the stock and just add it to this. Very simple, if you know how to do it. That's it. Now it's very thin, of course it is. I don't like it this thin, but that's how it is. Then later, after the sauce is made, I will skim off the grease off the top. Nice thin sauce. I'll show you later. No problem. There's the stock. We're going to strain that now and then just add it to this. Just added all the stock to the roux. It's boiling. I'm going to whip it up. Added the stock to the roux. Slowly whip it. Incorporate all that roux into the sauce. And then I'm going to add a little more stock to this. And some sugar color to darken it since it's for bordelaise. There, we come out with a nice dark color. It's bordelaise sauce. Not to be pale, not too thick. And we'll let this cook for about, on a very low flame, for about an hour. That's beautiful.